Hey there, I wanted to talk today about a question that I get all the time. And this question is, why do I have to niche down? A lot of times people will say this to me. In my business, why do I have to niche down when people like Tony Robbins and other people that are really big at what they do seem to appeal to everybody? Somebody recently said this to me. In fact, I had two clients recently say this to me. They said, Brendan Bouchard, Tony Robbins, they seem to appeal to absolutely everybody. So why can't I appeal to a broader range of people? So when we're starting out as entrepreneurs, or even when we've already been at it for a little while and we're finding that we're not getting any traction with our business, one of the first things that I look at is how clear are you in terms of who you help? How specific is your copywriting? How specific are your programs in terms of who you're helping? Because the more general they are, the less likelihood that you will have success. And this is contradictory to what we sometimes see in bigger channels. Like we see someone like Tony Robbins and we think, well, Tony appeals to absolutely everybody. Why can't I do that too? I did have a client and we worked together to try and promote one of her life coaching programs. And at the beginning, she had a lot of difficulty because she didn't want to narrow down. She wanted to help as many people as she possibly could. And she felt like getting too specific with who she was helping would mean less diversity in her program and being able to help fewer people. But ultimately, in order to get success, we really need to niche down. And what I mean by niche down is get really specific in terms of who we're helping. So when I started my business, the people that I appeal to, and still the people that I still appeal to, are not single moms, moms with children that want to start a business, and maybe they feel like they don't want to have to make the massive commitment going to and from work, being stuck in a cubicle while their kids are at daycare or in school. And this is what definitely paid off in terms of niching down and being really specific about the services that I provided. It enabled me to get success faster. And often when someone comes to me and says, I've spent a ton of money on advertising and I haven't made any traction yet, once we get a little more specific, it generally comes down to the copywriting or the purpose of their program not being specific enough. So I challenge you to be as specific as you possibly can with who you're helping, even in the face of other people who seem to be having success, more generally speaking. Now, something else that I heard a few months ago, and this was on a podcast, and I unfortunately can't remember who said it, but it was someone that worked with Tony Robbins, and he said even Tony Robbins, as big as he is and as successful as he is, he hit a plateau 8 to 9 years ago, and he felt like that was all he could accomplish, and he kind of felt like, what next? It seems like, a plateau. And he got some very good business advice saying that he should niche down to entrepreneurs. Well, he did that. And of course, over the last, 10 years, he's become even bigger than he already was in the 90s and in the 2000s. So that's just to show you that even someone like Tony Robbins, it might appear at the beginning or on the surface like he's not niching down, but even he did it to massive, massive results. So I really challenge you to be as specific as you can. And when you're starting out at the beginning, you might also think too, well, I don't really know who is attracted to my stuff. And that is fair and valid. What I would suggest you do is get out a chart or, a piece of paper or a computer, whatever you prefer, and then write down the 3 profiles of the 2 to 3 avatars that you think would appeal to your stuff. And what you can start to do is create content and messaging for these specific groups of people. Start doing Facebook Live, start promoting them out. And then when you're continually making content, you can start to measure, when I do a Facebook Live and I promote it for $20, for mothers, does that get more traction than a Facebook Live that I, tailor towards people in their 20s that are just graduating university, whatever it might be, whatever those avatars might be. And then what you can do is promote those out, let people hear, what the offer, who the offer is tailored to. And what you can do that way is you can try to target multiple people and then see who responds to the stuff you have. Because another thing that can happen too is people will think that they appeal to one person, and then we run some ads or we do some promotions and we realize, you know what, your ideal avatar is much different than you thought it was. So this is just an argument to be as specific as you can for niching down. The technical reason why is because the more specific you are, the more precise your copywriting will be, and the more precise your content will be. So, and that's ultimately the key to success, is your copywriting. As much as we still live in a very video-centric, if that's a word, society, it's still the written word that will often dictate someone's buying decision. So it's really important to have extremely effective, extremely specific copywriting so that you can really pinpoint who you're appealing to and ensure that that they're attracted to your product, and that and also it helps you to let them know that you understand them, and that helps to increase rapport and the know, like, and trust factor. Well, guys, I hope that this has been helpful. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Let me know if you have any questions, and also let me know where you're watching from, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Alrighty, bye-bye.